And welcome back to our coverage of ONS 2017. We're here with Heather Kirksey. She's the director of OPNFV. And Heather, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for being here. I think you're probably the best person to ask this to. Tell me about the original impetus behind network functions virtualization and how it's evolved through your lens over the last few years.
Yeah, I think the original impetus was, as the cloud scale providers were coming in, the operators sort of just realized that their existing networks, which were made of monolithic boxes, you had to roll a network really every time you wanted to roll a new service. Like you had to roll out, a UVerse network to deliver, IPTV. And I think that the operators just realized that moving forward ahead, over time, that was just not going to be sustainable, and they really wanted a more software-based infrastructure that would enable them to be more agile with the services that they offer to their end users, so they could innovate more quickly and also fail fast.
You're in an interesting position at OPNFV. You're really in charge of integrating upstream projects like Open Daylight, KVM, OpenStack. Yep. What's like the top two challenges in taking that approach?
Yeah, so part of it is right that sort of we build basically a set of end-to-end networking stacks, and part of it is that we don't necessarily own the upstream code, right? So when the operators who are members want features in upstream, it's not like we sit down and write it. We work upstream. They all have their own cultures, their own processes, the way that they want to get input from them, and so doing that, that just requires a lot of kind of people, stuff like getting to know the developers in the upstream and figuring out how to work with them. And then the other part is sort of around the integration itself. You find bugs when you're trying to look at end-to-end style use cases, right? Like something could fail in OpenStack or Open Daylight that sort of by itself it's fine, but it's when you try to do that end-to-end thing together, you find stuff. So being able to get that feedback loop going more quickly. We integrate basically stable releases right now from all of those, so by the time we might find bugs that's going back to their previous release potentially. So one of the things we're really looking to do is get much tighter continuous integration and DevOps types approaches with the way we work with upstream, so that we can start testing stuff daily from them, so that fixes get in faster, innovation happens faster, but you also get that greater stability because you're finding bugs very early in the process.
So clearly carrier infrastructures require exacting requirements. I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
Right.
And then you have this sort of open source community, this freewheeling, if I may, freewheeling culture here at even ONS. How do those coalesce? How do those two groups coalesce, and when did that actually happen where everyone's sort of working together?
Yeah, so part of it is, it's not so much necessarily about the freewheeling culture, but just that the use cases, with those carrier grade requirements were new to many of the upstream developers. And so it was really sort of helping them understand, the use cases and why certain features were being asked for. And then in terms of sort of, kind of integrating those things, it really gets back to testing, right? Like, developers respond very well to test cases that give them information that they can use. So it's been really bringing that sort of, test-driven development kind of ideas, doing a bunch of automated testing, so we can then, find out where pieces aren't working, and then have that data to, say, here's where, we're not being able to detect faults quickly enough, and here's the impact it has, say, on your phone calls, right? And then figure out the approach to sort of get some of those kind of carrier grade features built in to all of those, components.
So when you began, you had the carrier community, of course you brought in the enterprise community, but now you're really inviting in very much so the application developer community.
Right.
Tell me about that evolution.
Yeah, so when we started, the challenge was just building, what's called the NFVI or VEM, that base infrastructure layer. Now that there are, management stacks out there like ONAP, that are focusing more on things like the actual application lifestyle management, we're sort of in a position that we now have enough of an end-to-end stack for application developers, that you can actually roll out applications and manage their life cycle. So I think you'll see an increasing focus on things like VNF onboarding, application lifestyle management, interoperability between different infrastructure stacks and different Mano stacks with different applications. And that's something that we want to figure out how we can sort of help the industry solve that problem.
So maybe keeping the complexity of the infrastructure, maybe not so front and forward to the application developer, but making their job easier.
Right. I mean, an application developer shouldn't know the challenges that it takes to sort of build all these pieces together, and they kind of want to know what the network is, what its capabilities are, and how to interact with it.
Well, it was good talking to you, Heather.
It's great talking to you
first
too.
Time, so hopefully again, and again, you have an interesting job and an interesting position there. So
thank you. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
Right. All right, Heather, thank you very much. And for more of our coverage here at ONS 2017, you can reach us at tinow.org. So long. Sit here for about 2 seconds.